Good afternoon, everyone. It's Carol from the Crafty Emporium here. Cooey. Today I am bringing you this great big chunky gorgeous luscious journal. It's a commissioned journal excuse me, and I've used the Victorian Women by Arty Maze throughout this kit. As I say, she's a big one, so she's 6 1/4 inches wide by 8 3/4 inches deep, and I'll just show you so she's a fat one. It's got 2 signatures in it, and what I'm probably going to end up doing is doing the video in 2 parts so that you're not too bored. And for those that never ever go and watch the second part, only ever watch the first part, I'll warn you now, you'll be missing out on a few special things. So let me just go through the book. I'm sorry it doesn't fit in the whole of the camera, but I hope that you'll get the general gist of it anyway. So it's got this gorgeous paper on the front, which was a wrapping paper that I got from Hobbycraft. I've used some wooden embellishments here to decorate it up, and this is a wooden silhouette. I've used some gold fringing, which has lovely movement to it, and then on the spine I used the fabric that I did previously on the other Victorian Women journal that I did. So I used that, and then it's got the fringing on the back again. As you can see, look, there's a bit of shimmying. Put some more of the wooden embellishments on the corners, and as I say, you can see she's a chunky one with lots of nice lace, and I've used a beigey minky seam binding, and then I've put beads on the ends of each of the ribbons. So let's just undo it. I always get the wrong one. There we go. End up with a knot. Okay, so to the inside cover. Make sure I'm all in frame. Oh no, caught a bit. There we go. So on the inside cover here, this is a chenille fabric in the green, and I've attached some gold braid on the edge there, which has formed a pocket, and then inside the pocket there is a print of an old magazine from January the 1st, 1838, and it speaks, I think that this one, no, I thought that this was the one that spoke about Queen Victoria, but oh, maybe it does, it speaks a bit about the Queen there, sorry. So that's all about fashion in 1838. To the first page, I did again the same on this first page as I did in the original journal, so that there was a little bit of continuity. So I've put some green edging lace of leaves down this side here. I cut out or ripped out this image from the page, stuck this ticket on the inside of the pocket, and then inside the pocket itself there's some journaling paper. Now I'm going to have to keep stopping and checking every so often to make sure that I'm in view, because as I say, because it's a big one, and I did try to, let's just see if I can do it a bit better again, angle the camera so that I can get all of it in. Let's try that. Maybe that's a little bit better. Next page here, I've got an envelope that I made out of this lovely green paper, which has got flowers and that on it, and again it's got a piece of paper inside of there. And then I stuck this envelope on so that it forms a pocket on the side and has some journaling cards in it. On the next page there's another type of envelope, which is the flip up and fold down one, and it opens out, so it's a double spread for journaling on. But again, it has been stuck onto the page in such a fashion that it forms a pocket, so that it's got a tuck spot behind it with some journaling cards in. This page is a page from a book that I purchased all about Victorians, and this was about the Great Exhibition. And then inside of there's a booklet. And then I stuck one of the tags down here. On this page I attached a paper clip, and on the paper clip, just see if I can bring it a bit closer. There we go. So on the paper clip I've attached a seed specimen in there. On here, these flip out. And then there are pockets within themselves, and then I've attached a card on the front so that that also forms a pocket, and the same with the top one too. Here I've done one of the pockets from the kit, and then I folded up one of the pages, and then here there's a tag from the kit. I've got this lace on this page. I really like this lace, this scalloped lace that I found. So this page has been marked out with washi tape, and then there's a metal embellishment on the bottom. Here I've made another booklet, but this booklet is actually stuck to the page itself, and then inside there's a pocket, a piece of coffee, and there's coffee dyed paper pages, another pocket on the back, and then again I've attached the booklet so that excuse me, so that it's got a tag tucked behind the booklet itself. Excuse me. Here I've used some black and gold washi tape, and then I found this image online which I cut out and stuck on the page, and then I found these journaling cards which I thought went really well with the colour of the page, and they just tuck in there. On this page here, I love these two girls. I've made a little envelope here, and then inside the envelope there's some little journaling cards. Just pop them back in, and then behind the envelope there's a couple of little tags, and I've put some lace on the tags. Excuse me, I've got a frog in my throat now. Okay, now then, this one might be difficult to show. Let's budget across this way a little. Okay, so as you can see here, there's an image again from the book that I purchased about Victorians, and it's actually a flip out page, and then on the inside of that there's a pocket, and in the pocket there's some journaling cards, but the image itself I've made also into a pocket, and so inside the pocket there's some papers and journaling cards in there. And again I use the black and gold washi tape on the edge of the page. This is a coffee dyed paper where I use the doily. It's another image from the kit. This is a piece of tracing paper, but on this side here I've got these two little booklets which I made here. One says believe, one says create. I attached some buttons, did a little bit of lace across the top, and then they just flip up. It's a little bit of a journaling booklet, but then the way that they're sat within the pocket, they're actually holding this piece down so that it forms a pocket as well as a flip out. And I actually glued it down so that it forms two sections, so that that can't slide any further down the page, so otherwise they'd be tumbling out the book. That's that. This is a page from a different digital kit, and then that flips up to reveal the copy paper. Here I've done a little bit of stenciling. This is one of the envelopes from the kit. I put a button on the front there, and then inside of there there's a couple of postcards. Back in. And then this is a piece of Tiffany glass from out of the Victorian book that I found, and I punched the top border out of this tag, and then did a tiny little bit of stenciling behind. So that's what's in there. This is the centre of the first signature, and I've just left it fairly plain and just stuck a little sparkly bead on the end of the strings. This page here is paper clipped in place to hold it in place, because it flips out this way and reveals again another picture from the book, which is advertising electric lamps, and then it's got a journaling card tucked inside of there. And then on the right hand side there's a excuse me, a dictionary page with Victoria as the page that I chose, and then there's some journaling cards inside of there. That flips shut to sort of close the page, but it also then, move it this way, opens out like this to show this image of the coronation of Queen Victoria. So let me move that back, and then you'll see that that folds back on itself and is paper clipped closed up there. So here I did got a doily die, so I punched out the doily die and stuck that on so that it's a bit of a pocket, bit of a tuck spot. On this one I've done a corner flip, and then I've done a card which is also a bit of a pocket in there as well, and then this flips up, and then the next layer flips up, and then it flips that way, and then it flips that way. So you've got lots of different little spots for writing little notes in. And then on the corner there's a cabochon, a floral cabochon on there. Another piece of tracing paper with one of the images from the kit on it. Here I've done some stenciling down the edge of the page. This is another coffee dyed paper with the doily imprint on it. Here I've done a belly band and punched the edge. This was another image that was within the book that I'd got on Victoriana, and then I've just put some journaling cards and a large journaling card underneath the belly band there. Put some lace at the top and the bottom and a little gold button at each end. Another image from the kit. This has just been left plain, and then I've put some washi tape, heart-shaped washi tape at the top and the bottom. Excuse me. So here I've done two corner pockets, one at the top, one at the bottom, and then inside of there there's a large sheet, which is the world of fashion and continental, whatever that next word says, and it's a monthly publication dedicated to high life fashionables, fashions, petite, literature, fine arts. Yeah, anyway, so, but in that, yeah, it's a really lovely page, decorative page that. So that tucks in there, and then it's got some braid along the edges of the pocket. The coffee dyed paper with some washi tape. Here I cut out this Victorian lady and stuck her down just the one side so that she could become a tuck spot. And then inside of there I've done this tag which is all about flirtation with gloves, with a handkerchief and with a parasol. So apparently it had its own language, and that just tucks in there. On this page here I've got another little booklet, and again filled with some coffee dyed pages, and punched the bottom edges of the paper, did some stenciling in the corners, and then attached the booklet so that there's a little tuck spot behind it and a little journaling card behind there with a punch tab on the edge of the card to make it easier to pull out. It's another image from the kit. Here, this is another flip out page. So this flips out like this to reveal this picture of Queen Victoria again. And when I stuck this image onto the card, there is a pocket behind Queen Victoria. There is also a pocket behind this image. And what I did was I just attached, placed an envelope in the pocket behind Victoria and put the flap behind this picture of this terrarium. And then there's the envelope, which is again one of Arty Maze's envelopes. So that sits behind there and also behind there. Did some more stenciling on this page. Then here I attached a glassine bag, but I put it on sideways instead of the normal sort of vertical. And then inside of there, there's a little card, and tucked behind that image there's a little bit of paper in there to write on. I attached this lady onto the glassine bag, but also made her into a little tuck spot, and then left the bag open at the top. So then there's some postcards in there, this lady, and a tag. And again, this was an Arty Maze. And then did some stenciling up in the corner up here. And that's the end of the first signature. So that's taken me 16 minutes. Can't believe that, can you? So I've still all this to go through, and as I say, there's a couple of really lovely surprises in there. So please pop along and come and see the second video shortly. Thanks very much for watching for now anyway. Bye for now.